Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brakes. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel. Set parking brake.
So, good evening and welcome aboard B-Line 3713. So as you saw, we had the loading pushback from gate 174 here at Brussels. Go to the cockpit for a second so you can probably hear me. Yeah, so we are just at the joint intersection right now. We're going to be taking runway 19 on the Charlie India Victor 2 Lima departure. Today we're cleared up to 390 and are on our way for tour leg number 3 of the Airbus Revenge Tour. We're headed to LEBB or Bilbao, and I'm looking forward to this flight. It's actually a relatively quick flight, our last rotation as Brussels or B-Line, and we have done everything up to the before takeoff checklist. So let's do that quick and take off and enjoy the scenery of Brussels. So the flight controls have been checked on both sides. Briefing, as I just said, runway 19, CIV 2 Lima departure, flight level 390. Flap setting, we're 1+F. The FMA and takeoff data has been entered. And we'll, sorry, a little headphone issue there. So, FMA, my apologies. So we're on managed speed, managed heading, altitude 390 dot, so dash dot, altitude dot. Takeoff data, V1 124, V2 124, VR 125. Transponder is set, we're just squawking 2000 because we're offline right now. ECAM memo, we have takeoff new blue. And the EFB is set on the screen to my left. We're ready to go. So, cabin. So below the line is a cabin that's secured for takeoff. So we'll ding them. Put on our takeoff lights, strobes. Engine mode selector is bad boy. It's supposed to be on normal. TCAS is TARA, PAX as required, so we are going to do a PAX on takeoff and anti-ice as required. That is the before takeoff checklist complete. So let's get ourselves into position. So today is Tuesday. The Legs 1 and 2 video just premiered today. I know it was a long one. I'm really sorry about that. What ended up happening was, because of the explanation of the tour and then some setup items, that video ended up being a little bit longer than it should be. So I'm really trying to aim, and I'm kind of timing myself right now to try and make sure that I keep the takeoffs and landings to hopefully under 5 minutes, but a piece. So I mean the overall length of the video should be about 20 minutes, but we'll do our best. So hopefully at a minimum everybody that does watch is enjoying the content. So get yourselves onto here. Now this runway 19 is fairly short, so we're gonna line up like so. Pedal disc brake is off, and let us rev up 5,000. We'll keep quiet for this so you can hear the wonderful CFM engines. Takeoff. Manflex, SRS, and nav. V1 rotates. Easy does it. Positive rate, gear up. And goodbye Brussels, we'll see you in an hour. Left turn. Not coordinated, of course. And 1000 level climb. Push down on the nose a little bit. Okay, I did thrust lock. Uh-oh, auto throttle, please. I think I hit the wrong button. I was trying to do, what do you call it? The elevator up. I might have hit the toga button by mistake. So, anyways, we're past that. Autopilot's on. Flaps are coming up. Those lights are coming off. And I'm going to wait till we're through this turn here before I tell the cabin that they can get up, and that is that. So the after takeoff checklist, auto brakes are off, and lights. And that is the made up in my head after takeoff checklist complete. Thanks so much for joining me for that takeoff as I whack my Q&H's as standard here. Like I said, in the interest of trying to keep things short, so I'm already up to about 6 minutes now, we are going to have a nice look outside here as we quickly make the right-hand turn. And I will see you on the approach into Bilbao. See you soon. Okay, so welcome back to the descent, beeline 3713. So, pretty uneventful flight right until about now into the descent. My weather engine really didn't have any weather because we went over water for a really long time, and then all of a sudden it had weather, and the freaking airplane damn near self-destructed. So, all good now. So we're just descending through 7.3 right now. You can see we're getting a bit of cloud here. Winds right now at Bilbao are really bad, so we're 230 at 15, gusting 29. And they're 180 variable to 290, so this is going to be not fun. So I've set up runway 30, which means we're going to have one heck of a crosswind on this one, no matter what way I was going to do it. ILS Yankee with the Senga 1 Quebec arrival, which we're turning into now. We're about to hit the descent path for Decel. Airplane setup, we got our lights on, we've got localizer coming in. We're about to hit the restriction at 6,000 here. Airplane starting decel, so once it slows down, we'll start helping it out with the gear and the flaps in just a moment here. You see the localizer starting to come in, so why don't we do localizer mode. And we are switching our altimeters 1006. And speed check flaps 1. Okay, so lock star, L constraint, 4,300 is our final altitude. Hopefully we'll pick up the glide in a moment, and then we'll switch over to approach. This one's going to be a bit of a fight, I think. And because it's going to be a bit of a fight, full disclosure, we're just going to use what I'm most comfortable with on this landing, which is the flight yoke. I'm going to keep the joystick out of this one. Auto brakes are set to medium for this, and yeah, there's not much more to say other than let's hopefully not crash. Localizer's there, so let's go into approach mode. Autopilot 2. I showed hopefully some video or a picture of coming over the airport. We got some really nice clear weather on the ground. Says cab okay. So we'll see. I don't know where all this random skip of cloud is coming from, but just about 17 nautical miles to run. So I'm going to keep us at flaps 1, and we'll bump the gear once we pass the final fix. So this is leg number 2. We'll land here, and then tomorrow I will hopefully pick up and record the next flight, which should be Beeline 3714, which is the return leg back to Brussels. So hopefully this format works a little bit better for the tour videos. So rather than having 14 individual tour videos, 9 out of 10 is going to be landing. Figured it was much nice just to kind of try to put a little production value into these and see what I can do with takeoffs and landings. So there's a race going on right now. So Johnny and Bruno, or his nickname Kazan in the community, are almost done this tour already. And I threatened them on Discord earlier. I said, I'm not making you any more tours this month, so better enjoy it now. So they're having a good time, which is really great. Hopefully everyone's enjoying who is participating in this selection of airports, because it was kind of a neat concept, and then I was able to build it all from routes that we had in the network already, so that it didn't have a lot of extra work involved, and yeah, it's been really good. Now, this airplane's bouncing around like crazy. I feel really bad for the passengers right now. Mountainous terrain on both sides. I probably should have had a terrain radar on. Maybe put it on that side. And we're in that final descent. So let us get our gear down. So do a nice outside shot for this. Yeah. And flaps 2. Flaps 2 sets. Runway in sight. So all we gotta do is descend and land. Pretty easy, right? Fire all that on. One more ding to the cabin to let them know that this is happening. We will arm our spoilers. And the airplane should be recognizing shortly that I am landing. And will give me my landing ECAM display. About 10 nautical miles left to run. 9 actually. So we'll let the airplane glide on this, and then we'll dump the rest of our flaps once we pass through about, I'd say about maybe 2,000. Now this airport's rather interesting because you have the one long strip right here, and then there's like a very small strip off to the side. What's interesting to me is that I can see the approach lights for that strip. I'm just gonna have a look at the map.
2500.
500, so radial altimeter is alive. Yeah, see, that doesn't have ILS, so it's rather interesting that it has, I guess, PAPI lights. I guess that would exist for something that doesn't have ILS, but still. It's only, well, it's 6,500, so it's small. It's, I guess that would work. I feel like that's about the same size as runway 14 right
2000
at Munich. So let's go speed check flaps 3 and flaps full, and we'll do the final prayer. Now the airplane's incredibly light, so we do have a slower speed, but I don't like that speed. I think we're going to manage to keep it about 127, so I don't have a repeat of what happened there at Brussels earlier this week. 5.5 nautical miles to go. Wind seems to be okay. I'm not getting jostled around yet, so once we get down to 1,000 here, I'll take manual control and we'll land. Yes, I think that'll be the plan. Now in the case of go around, I can already see a lot of mountainous terrain out here, so we'll simply take off and then make a slight right on the way out of here. I didn't really study the charts on this, so I'm just making it up as I go along. Hashtag piloting. Okay, the time is nigh. You know what, we're gonna let it do it just a little bit more. I just have a feeling about something here really quick. Visuals here right now are really nice. Oh yeah, here we go. Straight crosswind from left to right, so we're gonna work on this one, I think. So we're gonna let the airplane do a little bit more work for me. 1,000's checked, TA only. Final landing checks, landing gear down, landing no blue, auto brake medium, and that is the landing checklist. Oh yeah, look at the crab. Okay, it's time. I have control. Oh yeah.
$500.
This one's gonna be a steep approach.
$400.
Oh yeah, we're not on the center line either.
300 above. Minimum.
Continue. Whoa.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
I am always off to the right
10.
like that. Whoa, stay on the runway.
5.
Alright, I'll take that 241. Keep her back in the center there. There we go. Alright, reverser stowed. Oh, wow, this thing just came to a lead stop on that. Okay, everybody, welcome to Bilbao, where the wind is blowing straight across the runway. And now we have control of okay, so we'll make a nice little vacate to the right here. Yeah, I was expecting that to be a little bit bad. Like, we were not on the center, and then I was like, oh no. So that 240 is well deserved. Probably should have been worse, to be honest. But hey, that's the name of the game. So, vacated the runway. Alright, well, I'm not going to bore you with a long taxi back into the terminal here, so thanks so much for joining me for that landing for Bilbao. We'll do a Wayne's World style flash here over to the takeoff, so that'll be happening now. Nah, that's just dumb. We'll see you guys on the takeoff. So from the deck of Beeline 3713, have a good night, and we'll catch you in the morning. So good morning from the threshold of runway 12 here at Bilbao. This is the final takeoff for Brussels, and we're back into Sierra November Bravo. Just about to enter the runway here. Everything's all set up for a real speedy takeoff here, so fire on all of our lights. Ding the cabin. Line up onto the runway. Now, short runway, mountainous terrain all around. I've elected for a flaps 2 takeoff. Gonna do a flex, but if things get a little dicey, we might go Manitoga. So you see we got a lot of mountainous terrain out here. We also got winds kicking up everywhere, so 07012 with variation between 020 and 100. But nice day out, 19 degrees, all that good stuff. So let's take this off and see how we make out here. So let the engine spool up. And Manflex 55, SRS nav. Away we go. Knots. Hold her down the middle, hold her down the middle, hold her down the middle. Try to hold her down the middle. V1 rotate. Full backing on the stick. Easy does it now. You're up. Oh yes. Immersion over the wings. And thank you so much, Bilbao. That was a lovely time we had there. Watching the mountainous terrains, I should probably have that on. Nice straight up departure. Double climb. Push the nose down. And autopilot 1. Flaps 1. There we go, that's a proper goodbye shot for Bilbao. So there we go, that was a takeoff. We'll flash forward now and we'll pick you up on our final landing into Brussels as Brussels Airlines. So see you in a few minutes. Okay, so here we are, final Brussels leg. We are on the descent into Brussels. Beeline 3716. I got some cloud round. Winds presently 340, 10 knots. So I've elected for runway 1 arrival. And there was supposed to be a star, but it was going to do all sorts of stuff, and I didn't feel like being all day about this, so I'm just doing it straight in from the center fix and then ILS runway 1. 2500 call out. Put the sim fully in my ear so I can hear what's going on. Let's do lock mode, please. And begin the approach mode activation now.
2000
sets. And waiting for slowdown. Arm the spoilers. This thing always brings me in low. Always with the low. That's okay. We have VOR lock. Just getting below 230 now. Speed check, flaps 1. Excellent. And we'll go to approach mode, and we're just going to wait for the localizer. I'm sorry, the localizer's in. We're just waiting for the glide. And gear down, flaps 2. It says rack now. Look up what that means. Airport's loading in the background. Glide slope star. Wind right on the nose, which is exactly what I wanted. 5 nautical miles to run. Airport in sight. We are landing. And we'll set 3,000 for go around. Go around procedures, left hand turn. Manual control. Actually wants 4,000. Flaps 3. And flaps full. Okay. Down to about 1,000. We're going to take control here in a sec once this thing stabilizes. It's correcting right now for the flaps. TA only. And autopilot disconnect. I have Z control. Oop. Oh yeah. Zoom in a bit here. Oh crap.
500.
That's miss
400.
my keys. I gotta bind the keys the way I'm used to.
300. 200.
Kinda stable, but not really.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5.
Okay, speed brakes. Reverse. Reverse go normal and decel. That's loud even in my ears. Holy crap. Reverse normal and auto brake disarm. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our last landing into Brussels. Tour leg number 4 now in the books. That will be the end of Brussels Airlines, and next on the docket will be Austrian. So I'll put Rin Tin Tin away here, and that'll be that. So in the interest of movie time, I am gonna probably cut this thing really short right here and give you some visuals as I park up at the gate. Thank you so much for joining me for that tour leg. Enjoyed the Brussels routes. That was really nice. So just stop here. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you on the next flight from the flight deck, Beeline 3716. Stay safe, happy flying. Cheers.